Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. The topic of today's video is a question that I'm asked often. I mean, all the time, especially on Instagram. What am I wearing currently? Like, what are the fragrances that I'm loving and I'm picking up over and over again? So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. And this also gives me the perfect time to do a head-to-head matchup against an original fragrance and an inspired by fragrance. So if you're interested to see what fragrances I've been wearing and you want to find out which I prefer over an original or an inspired by fragrance, let's jump right into the video. In today's video, I am collaborating again with Dossier. You guys have heard me talk about them so many times. I love this house, you know that very well. They were so kind to send me this fragrance and I have the original of it. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about those two and compare those two today. For anyone who is not familiar with Dossier, they are an inspiration house, which means they will take your favorite designer or niche fragrance and they will make an inspired by fragrance. That way you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to have good quality fragrance. And a lot of times they get super duper close with matching the fragrance that they're inspiring. A lot of times they also do it better. My two favorite fragrances from Dossier, Oriental Cherry and Powdery Hawthorn, are inspired by Tom Ford fragrances, Lost Cherry and Metalique. And I like Dossier's versions of both of those fragrances more than the original. So if you want to get quality fragrances for a fraction of the price, Dossier is a very good option. I do have a discount code. I also have a link for you guys in my description box always. It will be there. Go and check them out. Again, I love them. I love the packaging. They give you this beautiful card. I love the paper, like the quality paper here. This tells you the notes, the oil concentration, all those good things that you want to know, what it's inspired by. And it also tells you about their mission and their returns. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of inspired or inspiration houses that do not allow returns. You don't have that drama here with Dossier. Super easy to return it. If you don't like it and it doesn't work for you, just give them a call. It's very easy, or go to their website. So this one is called Citrus Peony. Citrus Peony again, and this is their inspired by fragrance. Or this is the fragrance that this is Miss Dior's Bloomy Bouquet, for which this is inspired by. So we're going to do a side-by-side of both of these. I have, first of all, the reason that Miss Dior's Bloomy Bouquet is on this list is because clearly this top is the worst. It does not stay still at all. I've been using this. I've been wearing this. As you can see, that dent. I don't need to spray this one. I'm going to spray it just because I'm going to be doing a side-by-side with you guys. And I already have it sprayed on my forearm as well as the other. And they've been there for about 3.5 hours because I wanted to remind myself. See, I love, look, the mandarin in this, the mandarin note in here is not zesty at all. It just gives you a little bit of a little quick wake me up. Like, it's not really zesty. It gives a little bit of brightness to it, but the peony in this, the damask rose in this, the peach, the apricot, the white musk, this fragrance just works. To me, it's very linear though. From the open to the mid to the dry down, what you get is what you get when we're talking about Miss Dior's Bloomy Bouquet, okay? But because it smells so good, I don't mind that. This can stay what it is because it smells good and it's a fave, a long time favorite of mine. If you remember the Freesia lotion from Bath and Body Works from back in the day, back when pearberry and all that stuff was popping, cucumber melon, those things, this reminds me of that so much. Yet there's no note of Freesia in it. So I'm not, I don't know, but I really love this fragrance. If you just want to be pretty for the sake of being pretty, if you want to go somewhere and smell good and not be off-putting to anyone, I don't see a person on the planet not liking this fragrance. Longevity, terrible. Projection, Beyond the first 10 minutes when you spray it, terrible. This fragrance just doesn't hold up. And for the price, that's not fair to the consumer. So we have Citrus Peony, and I'll just read the notes as they are. Look at this package, you guys. If you like Byredo, if you like Le Labo, if you like Commodity, woohoo, look, Commodity, like very simple, sleek. Look at the magnetic, come on, magnetic tops. I don't know why that gets to me the way that it does, but I literally love magnetic tops. So I love the very minimalistic look, vibe, and feel. I love the weighted glass. So the notes on here are mandarin, bergamot, blackcurrant, middle notes, rose, apricot, peony, and base notes, musks, peach, and raspberry. So I don't recall ever seeing some of these notes in the original Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet, but you know what? You can go to different websites and get different notes, so it is what it is. What we're gonna do is spray this hand and do it. See, the opening of this for me is immediately different. There is a familiarity to Miss Dior's Blooming Bouquet. Like that DNA is there, but there's so much more bright zestiness in here. And bergamot is in here, but I haven't ever seen that posted anywhere in a Blooming Bouquet. So maybe that's it. The bergamot with the mandarin, the bergamot is definitely live in here. Blackcurrant, again, don't remember ever seeing that anywhere posted. It could, all of these things could possibly be in Blooming Bouquet. It's just not what I'm remembering ever seeing. And raspberry either. So I don't know. But the opening, completely different for me. Yeah, these, yeah, no. So right off the bat, even when I was smelling this originally, and I know this scent like the back of my hand, I've been wearing it for years. And I mean years and years and years. This one is absolutely zesty. This is a bright, fun, energetic citrus use. This is not playing the back seat to the rose and the peony, the peach and the apricot. But this also, to me, isn't as smooth as the Miss Dior, because Miss Dior is 100% the same, again, from the opening, the mid, to the base, to the dry down. Nothing shifts, nothing moves, very monotonous, very linear. Still so much zest. Zest, rose, but that DNA is there. It really is. It is there, and it's becoming ever more present as the seconds go by, the minutes go by with this. So this is really the first time that I've had an opening from Dossier be so different from the opening of the original. Here's the thing though, I really like this. I like that it's giving me more personality, and it's giving me a fun time with that bright, eye-opening, awakening energy of the citrus in the beginning. Now, what I can tell you, by the time they get to the late dry down, it is what it is. You know, you are hard pressed to tell them apart. Yeah. So somewhere in the transition from the mid through the dry down, the Dossier version absolutely becomes super duper close to the Miss Dior version. And I can also say with 100% surety, the projection and longevity of Citrus Peony, is that what it is? Just Citrus Peony, is much better than Blooming Bouquet. Come on. There is no inspiration house on the planet who's going to release a version of this and not get the longevity and projection better, because everyone knows that is the complaint in this, along with the price. This thing costs way too much for the lack of longevity and the lack of projection. But I really do like this take on it. I love the fact that I get a different opening, but the familiar DNA's there lingering, and I end up getting overall what I love about Miss Dior's Blooming Bouquet. So, as usual, good job, Dossier. If you're someone who is afraid of change and you just think that this is your favorite perfume on the planet, I am giving you the warning that the opening is going to be a little different. It's going to be brighter. It's going to be more energy. And then you will get to what we love about this so much. So, see, oh yes. This DNA, the Miss Dior DNA is just so perfectly blended. Like you get everything together always. Jump over here to Dossier. Citrus is still there, very, very powerful. But I'm getting more of the original DNA of the Miss Dior. I almost want to do a complete time test of this to see where they start to merge or where they start to really, really mimic each other. Because right now, yeah, okay, so now they are getting really close. Okay, so it's definitely going to be the mid where you're going to start to feel that resemblance and get closer and closer to them just becoming like almost one. Dossier, thank you so much for collaborating with me in this video. I always have a fun time with you guys and your fragrances. Again, you're going to get more longevity, get a little bit of a twist in the opening if you like a bright, energetic fragrance, not zesty. Again, for those who are afraid of citrus because of the zestiness, that's not this. You're going to get that DNA, that familiar DNA that you love in that mid and that dry down, but better projection and longevity. So when I wore this one, I will tell you that, see, I still topped up at 4 hours, but I top up this one sometimes every hour, every 2. So to make it to 4 with this one before I just wanted to smell it again. Okay, so there we go. There you have it. I love them both. I don't think that they are identical at all in the opening, but in the mid and in the dry down, it gives me everything I love from Miss Dior's Blooming Bouquet. So again, if you haven't, or even if you have, just go to my description box, click on the link for Dossier, check out my discount code, and shop your heart out. Also, there's some really cool upcoming news from Dossier too. I'll be sharing with you guys at a later date, so look forward to that. Now, let's talk about the rest of these fragrances that I've been loving and cannot stop wearing. These are the fragrances I've been reaching for over about the last 19, 20 days. So we're just going to go ahead and say 3 weeks, right at 3 weeks. I've worn all of them multiple times. And as you guys can see behind me, that's not something I have to do. I could wear a different perfume every day of the year if I want. But these I've been craving. So I'm going to start off here with Burberry Her, the Eau de Toilette formulation. I prefer this one so much to Burberry Her and Burberry Her Intense. Like, I gifted both of those away because I just never wore them. This one is such a beautiful fruity fragrance. I love the strawberry note in here. I also love the usage of Lily in the Valley and the cedar in here. I think there's pepper in here too. I don't know if it's pink or if it's black, but this just gives me, this is such a beautiful fruity fragrance, but also has so much sex appeal to it. Let me tell you something. All perfumers know this. For anyone who's watching this and you are new to perfumery or you're just not familiar with notes, you just like what you like. When you want to talk about a floral fragrance or a fruity fragrance, in this case, add some woodiness to it, whether it's sandalwood, whether it's cedar, baby, and you're going to get some sex appeal out of it, not to mention some longevity. So again, this is Burberry Her, the Eau de Toilette formulation. I've worn this twice. This is one that I also top up with midday, because you need to. I mean, if you're like me and you want to project, you want to, you know, have this scent bubble around you, this is when you're going to top up midday. What's dangerous for me when it comes to Dolce & Gabbana's light blue line is once I start wearing one of them, I don't want to put it down. Especially not if I start doing it in the heat of the summer, heat and humidity. The one that I've been choosing is Love and Capri. So this is Dolce & Gabbana's light blue, Love and Capri. As you can see that dent there. Refreshing, crisp, clean. Just. I prefer this one so much better than the original, because the original for me, while it is always a classic, is played out. I'm tired of it. This gives me enough of a twist while still smelling so much like the original, but lasts longer, projects more. It's just a little bit cleaner. Oh, Love and Capri. You guys know how I feel about it. I have a whole video talking about my collection, so you guys know how I feel about this. This is beautiful. Perfect for the gym, for working out, for going on vacation, for going to run errands. It doesn't matter when you're wearing the clean, crisp fragrances from Dolce & Gabbana's light blue line. They're meant for everyday usage. No matter what you're doing, you're fine if you're wearing a light blue flanker. From the house of Chanel, we have Chanel Chance Eau Tendre Eau de Toilette formulation. For any of you who were watching a few videos ago when I talked about this, you're going to be like, whoa, you put a dent in there. I did. I have been wearing this, girl. I also top up at the 4-hour mark with her. This is such a pretty dry rose. Clean. Sometimes it smells a little animalic to me. It smells like it has a little bit of musk in it with the attitude, the musk that's like, yeah, I'm here. What you gonna do about it? But it's just such a beautiful girl. I don't think that she's going to make it to the end of the summer. I think by the time the end of August gets here, the beginning of September, she will be gone. I still have the EDP, so there's hope for me. I've had this fragrance for quite some time. I can't even remember which YouTuber talked me into getting it. And I usually don't like or didn't like the flankers in this line. I didn't like the original, too much jasmine. Didn't like Eau Sublime, too much like the original. Didn't like Fusion, it was pointless to me. But this one right here, this is Alien Eau Extraordinaire from the House of Mugler. Love this fragrance. The brightness of the citrus in the opening of this just takes this to another planet for me. This is such a better flanker than the original and the other ones I just named. I absolutely love this one. The only one I will put above this is Mirage, and then also Alien Essence Absolute on the days when I actually like that one, because I have a love-hate relationship with Alien Essence Absolute. But Eau Extraordinaire, bright, fresh, slightly herbal, sexy to me. I wore this to work, and by the time that I did top up at 4 hours, let me keep it clear. Usually after lunch, when I'm coming back into the building, honey, I'm topping up. Okay, just get that out there. But when I got ready to go home and I got in the car, it was really, really warm in the car. I was like, this smells kind of sexy. The dry down of this could be very much, this smells so good, date night appropriate. So this could be a transitional fragrance from, work to after work if you're doing something important. But I really do like her. I'm glad I finally just picked it up and sprayed it. I've almost thought about decluttering this so many times because I never reach for it. But every time I smell it, I go, no, I got to keep her. Well, now I'm wearing her. And I plan to put a nice little dent in her by the end of summer as well. She has gotten, I think, was this just one? No, this was 2 wears. This was 2 wears. I mean, that's a bit much for one. But this was 2 wears. I'm going to keep it going. This is another one that I've worn twice. One that I've talked to you guys about before. I really love it. One of those easy reaches that smells like Herbal Essence or Garnier Fructis. You just got out the shower, you washed your hair, you are squeaky clean, but you still smell like fruit. This is from the House of Roches, and this is Mademoiselle Roche's Eau de Toilette formulation. Maybe from the back you can tell more that I put a little bit of a something in here, because they do really fill these up quite nicely all the way up to the brim for real. But this fragrance is an easy reach. If you're just one of those women who likes, or people, wear what you want, when you want, how you want, who wants you to smell good and clean, not soapy, like slightly fruity and clean. This is an everyday signature scent worthy fragrance for spring and summer. I stand by that. Even though y'all know I don't do signature scents, Mademoiselle Roche's Eau de Toilette formulation, if I had to, I could wear that every day of spring or summer and not be pressed at all. Fact. I recently just talked about this beauty on my channel, how much I love her for smelling like baby powder to me. And this is Burberry Brit's Rhythm for her Eau de Toilette formulation. So here's the thing. Somebody may mention to me that this was too much lavender for them. Listen, I don't really pick up on the lavender in this fragrance unless I'm absolutely looking for it. God, this smells so good. Like, I just don't care about anything when I'm smelling this. I love it. It makes me happy. It brings me all the joy of Christmas, and presents in the morning on Christmas. So for me, I am a true lover of lavender. I love like that Lavande's Trianon, and I love everything from Mon Guerlain's line. You know, Mon Guerlain or the Perfume and the Sensual are huge, heavy doses of lavender. So, and then I also love Coffee Break from Replica. So when it comes to the lavenders in this, it pales in comparison to those heavy hitters that I love so much. So I don't really pick it up. I will tell you sometimes when I am describing fragrances, I'm talking about what I'm picking up. There are some fragrances that have 50 notes in them and you only smell 5. So, you know, if it's really, really lavendery to you, okay, to me it isn't. It smells like pure baby powder. Either way, I love it. I love it. I know this one is like a broken record, but I'm being honest and you guys can tell by watching. This is Toy 2 Pink Bubblegum by Moschino. Come on, y'all. Look at the back. Look at this. Get a clear picture of that. She will be gone by the end of summer. Facts. And I said I wouldn't repurchase her, but again, y'all, I reserve the right to change my mind. I don't know what it is about this. This hits me the same way that Room 129 does from Taliaferro. Not that they smell the same, but in the sense that Room 129 smells like fruit punch Kool-Aid to me. So reminiscent of my childhood. And this one smells like the pink bubble gum that I used to chew when I was a kid. And I think that for those nostalgic reasons, those memories that they bring about, I am just so deeply affected and connected. And I just really love this fragrance. So it's the rose and the pink bubblegum note for me that makes this outstanding and makes it one that I cannot stop wearing. I wear this like 2-3 times every week. Every week. Without fail, you're going to smell Toy 2 Pink Bubblegum on me. For whatever reason, I find myself wanting something sweet and something sexy sometimes, even in this heat. I tend to wear it like day nights and stuff like that. I'm not wearing this like to work. But this is Jean Paul Gaultier's La Belle Le Parfum Intense. So you guys know how I feel about this fragrance. I prefer the original La Belle over this 1,000 times every day of every week. So the bottle's like here. Yeah, it's here. That's where the liquid is. So I'm almost done with this. I want it out of my collection. I think I will keep this bottle because it's absolutely stunning. But because of the room that's on the shelf and the weird way that he shapes his bottles from the Scandal line to this one, I don't have room to put the original La Belle back out. Because of course I had a backup bottle. What we're talking about, this is La Belle. And I used all of my other one. So I'll be doing an empties video as I just keep collecting these bottles over here. But she'll be gone soon. Hoping by fall, you know, I can get rid of her and make room for the true original that I love so much. But this is a pretty fragrance. This is a sexy fragrance. I get compliments on this fragrance. I just feel like it's a knockoff of the original. So that's just why I don't need them both. And I prefer the original. So that's that. This next fragrance really took me by surprise. I didn't have any expectations of it, and it took so long to get here. I ended up purchasing it from someone from Instagram, from Marissa on Instagram. Marissa, my subscriber here on YouTube. And she didn't really care for this, so she sold it to me. And I was like, okay, I purchased it, cool, because I want to review it. I do like the bottle, you know. Macy's keeps selling out. I forgot about it anyway. It took so long to get here. So it is what it is. We're talking about Jean Paul Gaultier's La Fleur Terrible. So I know people keep calling it terrible, but I'm pretty sure it's called Terrible or something like that. You gotta be fancy when it's French or whatever. And you know, this is a very recent purchase. Do you see this dent? Now she had used it a little ways down and then it leaked on the way here. But I'm telling you, out of all that you see, I want to say 2/3 of that I did. That's definitely damage I put in here. This is the worst. Like this neck, they could take this necklace, this cloth flower business, that someone quilted a patch onto here. No. Give her back the gold necklace that we loved here, from the original La Belle. Do something like this. Not this though. So the juice though. Let's talk about this. So the notes in here have the audacity to just be touting water lily, iris, and vanilla, I think is what Fragrantica says. Again, you can search all over the place. There's so much more to this for me. So this is boy, this is so refreshing and intoxicating. So first of all, it has the salt note that I love from Olympia. And it is definitely aquatic. It is watery. But let me talk about the water here, okay? This is a weighted watery fragrance. What do I mean by that? There is some weight to this. There smells like, it smells like there's melon in here. I smell like cantaloupe, which I do not eat. I do not care for cantaloupe at all, or watermelon, or honeydew, or gourds, in general, pumpkin. You can keep all of that. Melons and gourds and stuff. But in this case, because it is so like amazing, I will give the cantaloupe its due. It's just due. So the texture of the cantaloupe is one that you have to chew. There's weight to it. There's hardiness to it. There's, meat to it. There's depth. This isn't something like one of those pieces of watermelon that sometimes melts on your tongue. No, you're going to chew this. That's what this feels like. Then I also envision you going on vacation somewhere where you go up to one of those cliffs and you jump down into the lagoon safely, but still you're crazy because I'm afraid of heights. But when you jump down into that water and you hit that water, you go down a ways. You don't touch the bottom of the ocean by any means, or the bottom of the lagoon by any means, but you're smack in the middle. So there's enough of what's below, the darkness below, and then there's enough for you to look up and see that you got to swim a little bit to get up there to take that first breath. That mid part of the water where you start to feel the weight of the water because you're submerged enough. This is not high up where you can be buoyant, where you can just float. No, you are down there in that water with a little bit of weight. That is what I get from this. All of that. And it is just beautiful and fun and aquatic and sexy and So I'm a fan. I know a lot of people were on the fence and a lot of people didn't like it, but I think those people were also looking for another label. Listen, there will never be another label. Even with this Le Parfum Intense, we didn't get another label. We got a little, knockoff wannabe, not bad version, but it just shouldn't. I'm not going to keep going over that perfume. This is its own thing, okay? This shouldn't be compared to those two because you will always throw yourself off and this will never add up. If you walk into this with an open mind and you like a salt note and you like a melon note and you like a little bit of weighted goodness to your aquatic fragrances to give you a little something different. Just this thing here is something different in a time when I needed something different, okay? So again, this is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Bel Le Fleur Terrible. Last but not least, this is quite possibly one of my top 10 favorite fragrances. I think it's made its way onto the list, y'all. This is a huge bottle that was gifted to me by one of my subscribers, but if you can tell that the liquid is about here, this is Kenzo Flower Elixir. The sex appeal in this raspberry yummy goodness is unbelievable. This is for me forever and always. I get compliments galore when I wear this. Oh, it's just that good. So definitely been putting some dents into that. And this list is getting me through. When I want to feel sexy, I'm going to go Le Parfum Intense. I'm going to go the Elixir. When I want clean and fresh, I'm pretty much going to go with all the rest of them. Sexy, kind of flirty, the Burberry EDT will stand out a little bit there. And then the aquaticness of the Le Fleur Terrible. But just, it's a vibe. This is where I am right now. This is what I'm currently wearing. This is what I'm loving. And I see all of these staying in rotation. until I'm ready to get into fall. I might add a couple things here or there, but I don't see me putting these down anytime soon because I'm craving them at this point. So I feel like 2 or 3 of them are going to be done by the time that fall gets here. That's my list of fragrances that I am currently loving and I cannot stop wearing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks again to Dossier for sending me their version of Miss Dior's Blooming Bouquet, Citrus Peony. It's always a blast to collab with you guys. If you like or love any of these fragrances, let's talk in the comments. You guys know I love to meet you over there so we can kick it. Also, while you're here, please click the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Share me on all of your social media platforms and select the notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. Guys, it's a mass filming day, so you're going to continue to see this shirt. It's okay, but I'm trying to turn the stuff out for you. In a couple of weeks, I'll be able to get to the 2 to 3 a week mark, but I'm trying to do at least once a week for sure while I get through summer and getting my daughter off to college. So please bear with me. I'm doing my best. As always, I love talking to you guys. Can't wait to see you in the comments. And until then,